Are you serious? Are you serious, guys? Today is webinar day. Yep, it is. It's webinar day, and just 8 hours away from the release of all of your links. Everybody who got a ticket, you're going to get your link sent to you in your email at 6 p.m. Eastern. Now, you can get your ticket right now, folks, and you can go to my website and order your ticket right now for Warning Planet Earth, a powerful webinar that will drop your jaw down to the ground. And or you can, if you want to, you can call to order your ticket. And some people are asking, can I buy tickets for other people? Yes, but that has to be done by phone. So you pick up the phone and call right now, 765-414-2230 or 765-414-6299. Both phone lines are open. This is the hottest ticket on the internet right now, and it should be, because Mike Around the World will blow your mind with the information that he brings out in this. You know, even last night, a couple times I hinted at him, and he just paused, you know, and because he knew he couldn't go there. And one time he did go, went in some areas that got shut down by the government, but we got him back. Now, BP Earthwatch is amazing in this. Stan Dale's best presentation ever. And I could go on and on and on. Avi Loeb. I mean, are you serious? These guys were incredible in this. And the map. I show you the map. I put it on the screen. I keep it there for you. We walk through it. How will this impact you? It's all on the webinar. So pick up the phone. You got two. You can do it online. Go to our website and order it right now online, or you can pick up the phone and call 765-414-2230 or 765-414-6299. Both phone lines are open. All right. The Sum of All Fears. And that was a movie once, and Morgan Freeman was in it, and it was actually a really well done film, but today, we're living in it. We're living in it. And let me just go there right now, because Russia threatens to march on Paris as an all-out World War III fears erupt. You heard me right. Russia threatens to march on Paris as an all-out World War III fears erupt. The sum of all fears. A full-blooded attack appeared to be in response to some unflattering comments recently made by one of the ministers of France about Russian President Vladimir Putin. Now, Russia has issued a terrifying warning to France as tensions between these two countries threaten to explode. The French president is the latest Western leader to be singled out for rough treatment by the Kremlin and the Kremlin's propagandist. And to become public enemy number one is Emmanuel Macron in the eyes of Russia. This full-blooded attack appears to be in response to some very unflattering comments made by Elysee Palace about Vladimir Putin. During an interview with French TV News, with the French TV News network, LCI, Emmanuel Macron called Putin a predator and an org at our doorstep. What? He called him Emmanuel Macron, what are you doing? Emmanuel Macron, please go home. Emmanuel Macron, please go home. I'm telling you, he worries me. I always worry. He's in my top 10 list for the AC. He was Dr. Irvin Baxter's on the top of his list. I interviewed Dr. Irvin Baxter for a couple television shows in which we talked about the spirit of the Antichrist. And I said, do you have a top 10 list? He said, yes, I do. I said, who's number one? And Emmanuel Macron showed up. But listen, Macron called Putin a predator and an org at our doorstep. These remarks seemingly went down like a lead balloon at the Kremlin with a very sensitive Moscow tyrant who unleashed his propaganda hounds on the unfortunate Emmanuel Macron. Guys, this is not good. Now, get this. Vladimir Solovov, that's right, Vladimir Solovov has relished his role as Putin's regime top attack dog. He frequently goes after President Donald Trump or sometimes NATO or even other Western leaders in general with his undying zeal. But appearing on his TV show, he took aim at Emmanuel Macron, and he didn't hold back as he launched into yet another vicious rant against the president of France. Once again, referring to deep Russian grievances about NATO expansion, and the Kremlin stooge said these words. Originally, back in December of 2021, we stated that NATO moving closer to our borders was unacceptable. And I remember the video where Vladimir Putin, after a hockey game, is talking to Pavel Zarubin, who's a journalist, and said, look, we understand what they're doing. They're building NATO infrastructure at our borders. What if missiles are launched from Kharkiv? And now they're saying, well, we'll be at your borders. Well, send your NATO troops there. That's why we're on the list. Macron will be polishing the boots of a Russian officer if he tries. NATO leaders have been discussing security guarantees for a post-war Ukraine following Trump's Alaska summit with Putin a little bit ago, not many days ago, okay? So Putin not happy. Now, while that's going on, Macron taking a shot at him and Putin firing back saying, I'll march on Paris. But while he said that, there was more breaking news that came out because it is true. In Europe, a Ukraine-Russian war, the latest information is Europe is considering post-war buffer zone as the U.S. sells thousands of missiles to Kiev. We sold $825 million worth of missiles to Kiev. At least we're not giving them away like Biden did. At least Trump is selling them. And so from a reproductive, listen, let me just do this. At such a critical moment in U.S. history, we need reporters on the ground. And we do. Because the enemy has put all kinds of guys that they're embedding, okay? So we got to stay focused on this because this is the time we're living in, okay? We really, really are. Give me 1 second here. And I want to be sure you hear this. This is why I'm saying the sum of all fears, okay? European leaders are considering the creation of a 40-kilometer buffer zone between Ukraine and Russia, their front lines, as part of a deal to end the war. Diplomatic sources are saying that a buffer zone could form part of a post-war ceasefire agreement in Ukraine. The United States is not currently involved in these discussions. This is European. This is NATO. This is the EU trying to say, look, let's end this war. Let's put a 40-mile buffer zone up dividing between the Russian front and the Ukrainian front, and let's end the war. It comes as the U.S. State Department approved a potential sale of air-delivered munitions or missiles at $825 million. Now, Russia's attack on Kiev was the first major assault on the capital of Kiev since Putin met with Trump in Alaska, though the Russian leader has since stalled any efforts to even start back with the peace talks. This is another grim reminder of what is at stake. It shows that the Kremlin will not stop at anything to continue their aggression and pursuit of capturing all of Ukraine. Blindly, they are killing civilians, targeting the British. They hit the British offices. They hit the European Council offices. 22 people were killed. 4 of them were children. There was a lot of damage. And this is what's happening. This is getting very ugly, guys. and the name calling, threatening each other, and so the buffer zone conversation is a waste of time by Europe, to be honest with you. Putin don't want to talk about a buffer zone. Putin doesn't want to even talk about a ceasefire, guys. Don't you understand? Vladimir Putin is attempting to take the entire country of Ukraine. And if you remember, in 2014, when Putin moved into East Ukraine, first by using the Russian Russian rebels and the little green men that come across from Russia who were wearing uniforms with no patches, and then eventually Putin went ahead and moved his troops into Crimea, and basically forced the Crimeans to take a quick vote. Do they want to be part of Russia or Ukraine? Of course, they voted 90% they want to be a part of Russia because there was Russian soldiers walking all around the place, This was 2014 when this all happened. Mike from around the world came on my broadcast. I'll never forget it because I was in Jamaica preaching a revival at the largest church in the Caribbean islands in St. Catharines, Jamaica. 6,000 people were coming every night to hear me preach on end times. And I got Mike on my show, Mike from around the world on my show, and he said, you have to understand something. Vladimir Putin is not going to ever leave Ukraine. He'll never leave Ukraine. His goal is to take the whole country. I said, well, are you sure? He's got Crimea. That's basically what he wants. He goes, no, you don't understand. No, he wants to restore Mother Russia. They will not leave. Now, that was 2014. This is 2025. 11 years later, he never left. Instead, he's in 2022. In February of 2022, Russia made its move with a full all-out assault on Ukraine. The war has been raging now for 3 years. And, the whole world's begging Putin to stop. He'll meet with Trump. He'll meet with this one. He'll go there. He'll talk about meetings. But, guys, no intention. He has no intention. His goal is he's never wavered. He is going to take the whole country unless he is pushed back. And right now, I don't see it. I know Ukraine is fighting as hard as they can. I know that. NATO is sending weapons to them. United States is selling weapons to them. Special ops are in Ukraine from NATO forces. I even think that there's U.S. special ops in there. I'm not going to say for sure. I don't want to get the NSA visiting me again because they'll say, where do you know that, Begley? How do you know that? Well, I just know it in the spirit of the Lord. But anyway, let's not go there. I'm just telling you, this thing is a ticking time bomb. Everybody thought that we're getting ready to have peace. Trump met with Putin. It's going to be peace. No, when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction. Guys, this is the sum of all fears. This is the sum of all fears. This is what the world is literally bracing for. And so we're in the end times. We're in the last days. I'm not saying that Putin isn't right, that NATO has been encroaching around him. There's been an addition of about 5 new NATO members since the USS, the former Soviet Union, fell in 1991. NATO has picked up, the Baltic states, now you got Sweden and you got Norway, and you've got, a stronger NATO alliance, and they've been slowly encroaching toward Putin. I understand what Putin's doing. He's saying, I got to push these guys back. And that's why he launched the war on Ukraine. And this is getting really ugly. And Emmanuel Macron just really needs to be quiet. This guy, he wants to fight everybody. He wants to get in a shouting match with Putin. Now he wants to get in one with Israel. And I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But first, I just want to say, this is what we're talking about. This is why we're doing this webinar. Warning, warning, planet Earth, the sum of all fears. I don't want to bring the word fear. I'm not trying to tell you that, for the Lord hasn't given us the spirit of fear, but of love and power and a sound mind. I'm just saying that was a movie title, The Sum of All Fears, and it was about a nuclear World War III. And here we are today facing multiple things, not only World War III back in Europe or a complete Middle East war. I mean, because Netanyahu is not going to stop. He has invaded Gaza City, and the rest of the Arab nations are angry. I'm just saying, it's not when I'm not saying that. Look, that's just one thing: wars and rumors of wars. But guys, we've got other situations. We've got incredible weather changes. We've got glaciers melting with massive tsunamis up in Anchorage, Alaska, a couple weeks ago. We got volcanoes blowing their top. Kilauea just recently in Hawaii. And of course, that volcano in Russia that was dormant for 600 years. There were 7 volcanoes erupted at the same time because of an 8.8 earthquake in Russia. We've got super volcanoes. We've got massive storms that have been getting, and the oceans are hotter. You got to be watching out. I mean, there's so many things going on. Straight line winds, huge dust storms, bigger than anything we've ever seen, encompassing entire cities. We've seen them before, but not that big. We've got lightning strikes. We got all kinds of stuff. So here's what you need to do. Go to my website. Go to PaulBegleyProphecy.com. It's PaulBegleyProphecy.com and order your ticket now. And you can order tickets for other people. We've been getting emails about that. We've been getting phone calls about that. You can. One lady just bought 5 tickets. She bought one for herself, and she bought 5 tickets for 5 other people. Here's how that works. You have to call the number, 765-414-2230. Call the main line, 765-414-2230. Or call, I got a second line open, 765-414-6299. So if you want to order tickets for other people, get their email. First of all, when you call, have their email address of where you want that email, that link to go to, and call and buy extra tickets. You buy one for yourself, buy one for a friend, or like that one lady did, she just bought 5 for 5 other people. So you can do that, okay? But you can only do that by phone. You have to do that by phone. All right. So, guys, it's just getting crazy. It's just getting crazy. Are you serious? So I want to just mellow out for a minute. I recorded this song on my album, The Journey. I hardly ever play it, but I just kind of want to. Can we just mellow out a little bit?
You know, a dream is like a river, ever changing as it flows, and the dreamer's just a vessel, must follow where it goes, trying to learn from what's behind you, never knowing what's in store, makes each day a constant battle, just to stay between the shore. And I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry, like a bird upon the wind. These waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Too many times we stand aside and let the water slip away, till we put off till tomorrow what's now become today. So don't you sit upon the shoreline and say you're satisfied. Choose to chance all the rapids and dare to dance the tide. And I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Like a bird upon the wind, these waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. There's bound to be rougher waters, and I know I'll take some falls, but with the good Lord as my captain, I can make it through them all. Sail my vessel till the river runs dry. Like a bird upon the wind, these waters are my sky. I'll never reach my destination if I never try. So I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. No, I will sail my vessel till the river runs dry. The river runs dry. The river runs dry. The river runs dry.
You know, life is like a river, isn't it? You don't know where it's going. But if the good Lord is your captain, you can make it through it all. I know that's a Garth Brooks song, but it's got a really deep meaning that we're not in control of our life. But first of all, you can't just sit on the shoreline You can't just sit on the shoreline afraid to get in the water, because the world will run you over, will wipe you out. A tsunami will take you out of the trouble in the world and the things that are happening. So you got to put that boat, you got to put your boat in the water. And then you have to sail along and take on all the obstacles of life. Today, my mama's in the hospital. I want you to pray for her, please. We finally was able to get her admitted in a hospital in Indianapolis about 2:30 in the morning. And she does have a blood clot in her eye. Her one eye is really bad. She can't hardly see out of it anyway. Now this was the good eye, and now she can't see anything out of it. The blood clot's there. She's in pain, and she's also very confused. So I need a lot of prayer. My daddy's very sick and very weak, doing, of course, dialysis 3 times a week as he's approaching 90 years old. So, yeah, they're warriors. I mean, they're both warriors for Jesus, and they have been for 60-some years. I mean, but they weren't afraid. Mama was not afraid. She's still not afraid to put her ship in the water. And you may come across some rapids in life, and you will come into some obstacles. But if the good Lord is your captain, you can make it through them all. I hope that's what I'm trying to say about the webinar too. You got to know what's going on. And these gentlemen are experts and have brought forth great information. BP Earthwatch really, really, really helps you understand. He analyzes this Atlas 3I very well. But then he also talks about the tectonic plates. And actually, in his conversation, you begin to realize that when Jesus said there will be great earthquakes in diverse places, in other words, in different locations, great earthquakes. I think we're just now entering into the era of the mega quakes. So prepare yourself for that. We're in the end times. Get your ticket. Go to our website at paulbegleyprophecy.com, or you can pick up the phone and call 765-414-2230. Or I got a second phone line. You can call 765-414-6299. And yes, if you're wanting to order tickets for other people, we're getting calls. People are saying, hey, okay, I got a friend, I got a grandson, I got an aunt. I want to order a second ticket because I live here and my mother lives in San Antonio and I live in Houston and I want to get her a ticket. You call the number and order her ticket over the phone. Make sure you have her email address because we'll be sending her link to her email address, to her IP address. So we need to know what her email address is and we can get it to her, okay? So you can order multiple tickets, and that's a real nice thing to do. That's a kind thing to do. And it will be a blessing to those who are wanting to, learn and hear and understand. Guys, I'll be back with more current world events. I have another situation here that I'm doing a little bit more research on it, and then I'll come back. Plus, I just remembered I got 3 eggs boiling on the stove. What? I better go get those. I'll be back. Give your life to Jesus Christ. We're running out of time.